It's been a series of bad officiating and refereeing at the ongoing Asian Games in China, especially affecting Indian athletes. In fact, there's been as many as 4 very prominent instances where Indian athletes have been disturbed due to poor officiating and refereeing. Not to forget, one of the biggest examples came from the men's javelin throw competition, which had 2 of India's medal hopes in contention. And of course, Neeraj Chopra and Kishore Jena ended up doing a double for India, a gold-silver double, but not without their fair share of issues as far as their throws are concerned. So Neeraj Chopra's first throw itself was not recorded. It was just not marked, and the officials couldn't find the mark that his first throw made, which is an appalling mistake at a stage of this kind, which is the Asian Games. In fact, there was a delay of about 10 to 15 minutes even as they searched for Neeraj's first throw mark, which, at least as you watched from the naked eye on television, looked like could have been a gold-winning throw in the first attempt itself. It seemed very close to the 90-meter mark. He was then allowed to take his first throw again, but compatriot Kishore Jena also faced a similar issue where one of his throws was declared a foul when it wasn't. Only after a complaint by Kishore Jena and others did the officials re-look at Kishore's attempt and then declared it a justified throw. Similarly, Jyoti Yadav faced an issue during the 100-meter hurdles event where she eventually won silver. She was declared as a false start wrongfully, even though it was a Chinese athlete who had actually jumped the gun. Eventually that was settled, but you can imagine the kind of pressure something like this puts on the athletes, where either their attempts are declared foul or not marked, or in Yadav's case, she was actually literally disqualified from the competition because of this wrong decision. After multiple complaints and the athletes and the others re-looking at the footage was when she was allowed to continue with the race. In fact, if we talk about javelin, another case has come to light, which is of Anu Rani, who also ended up winning a historic gold for India. But even one of her throws, the first throw, was actually not marked. And it has been a curious case as to why, especially in the athletics disciplines, so many officiating and refereeing mistakes are coming to light, certainly representing the refereeing standards in China's Asian Games very, very poorly. Somebody like Anju Bobby George, who is a former athlete and of course an official of the Athletics Federation of India, has gone on record to even say that she thinks there's something fishy going on, that the Chinese officials are trying to rub Indian athletes and still their performances are speaking for themselves. Others feel that there should be a case raised. Certainly, some sort of evaluation should be done on why so many mistakes are happening as far as officiating is concerned, and particularly from the athletics events, and course correction should be done. But they are not going as far as to suggest that there may be anything of the likes of cheating or deliberate sabotage going on. But certainly, every athlete we have spoken to is saying that this is something that really disturbs their rhythm, could end up robbing athletes who are medal hopes of a medal. And certainly at this stage, they're finding it very bizarre that something like this has happened. It does happen at some of the smaller events, and this is something that athletes are quite used to at various events around the world, but certainly not at the level of the Asian Games. And it looks like the athletics federations, the World Athletics Federations and the organizers will certainly have to look at this, because India at various levels has raised a complaint, officially or otherwise, to look into these issues.